Hello and welcome to round 5 of the F1 2018 Equal Cars Career Mode, and it takes us to a wet France here for round 5. And yeah, coming into this, it has been the likes of Ricciardo and Hulkenberg doing quite well as of last race. It was an absolutely hectic race, so we're sure to see another one today. So yeah, if you're new around here, basically I'm the guy who does the commentating in the background, as I watch Dylan do the race with the 20 equal cars in AI. But you can see now we're going to retire as soon as the session begins, just so we can see what's happening into turn 1 and 2. So yeah, without further ado, you can see Vettel was actually in the lead from Gasly and Ocon P3. So Gasly out of nowhere suddenly in P2. Hamilton right now in P4, even so Gasly is being shifted down the order, I think. Well, there's lots of shifting going on. Gasly's actually still P3. Ricciardo's now in the lead. Max Verstappen's in P8. Hamilton's makes out the top 3 as Pierre Gasly's beginning to slip through the field. He's actually overtaken by Alonso. So you've got Alonso, Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo in the opposite order as what I said them in the top 4. But Gasly's now right back up into P2. So all over the place. It just shows how close all of these guys are. Grosjean's up there in the top 5. Unfortunately, Bottas and Chedionics are still quite near the bottom. So Bottas not actually doing well in qualifying recently. As you can see as well, Charles Leclerc also really quite struggling as the 2 Ferraris now are shuffling themselves up the field. Vettel was in the lead, now he's down to 3rd. Alonso now up into 5th. Gasly's still in 4th, so Gasly having a really good home Grand Prix. Of course, we saw in Spain, Alonso having a really good home Grand Prix. So it definitely is an element of drivers sort of liking their own track. You see Grosjean as well is also doing quite well.
Home Grand Prix, but yeah.
Well, it is. Gasly is
Leclerc.
Well, for Leclerc,
no, about Gasly.
Gasly, yeah. Leclerc's doing shockingly. Leclerc's in 13th, which is one of his worst.
How are Ocon and Grosjean doing?
Grosjean's in 10th and Ocon is 17th. So he was actually doing really well at the start of the lap, but he slipped back. So maybe not then. Maybe I've just been debunked. As Hamilton actually leads Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo is actually going to get ahead of Hamilton right at the line, I think. As we go towards the front, you can see Vettel is going to cross the line in what will be P5. Ricciardo gets pole from Kimi Raikkonen, who actually edges out Hamilton in the end by 8 thousandths of a second. So they're your top 3. Vettel only P5. So yeah, Hamilton
that's you.
Right at the end. And Chedionics unfortunately at the back again. Out-qualifying me, but I didn't actually take part, so I hate to break it to you. So you can see again, Ricciardo actually getting a 10th ahead of Ricciardo. So Hamilton was in the lead until the end. Hamilton having to settle with P3. So much for the qualifying specialist. Then you got Alonso P4, Vettel P5, and Hulkenberg once again doing well in P6 to be ahead of Verstappen. Gasly after a really good start does fall to P8 in the end, but still one of his best of the season. And Carlos Sainz continues to impress within the top 10. And rounding up the top 10 is Romain Grosjean. And I think as we look through the field, another notable qualifying. Bottas did well to come back to 11th. Van Dorn and Ericsson well out of their comfort zone, nearly in the top 10. Gosh, they might be having goosebumps already. They can actually score points at this rate. Sergio Perez.
Very badly, actually.
Sergio Perez and Leclerc haven't done that well. And Magnussen as well. I don't know what happened to Chedionics. He's a bit off the pace, but...
Dry setup.
Oh, okay. I don't think it makes that big a difference, but we'll see if we can come back with this dry setup in the race. Yeah, Brendan Hartley 6/10 off Leclerc, so I don't know what the bottom 3 are doing, but that's going to be it for qualifying. And now on to the race. So yeah, looking really interesting up at the front with Ricciardo pole position. So of course he came 2nd in Spain, but from memory I don't think he's had a pole position yet. And of course Hamilton in 3rd place. He does have a chance to strike. I think he is 3rd in the championship, even so I don't really know after what was Canada, because that was a real race. Like, it looked like it was going to be a conventional finish once again, and then of course everyone got screwed up at the chicane, and basically that juggled up the whole championship, because as you can imagine they're all so close together because it is equal cars. Of course no more Mercedes/Ferrari's dominance. So Mercedes still have been doing quite well. So as we wait for the lights, we're going to retire as soon as the lights. You can see we're going to cause a temporary yellow flag. So hopefully we don't actually get anyone an illegal overtake. But as yeah, we're going to turn 1. You can see
I got brake checked.
You lost your front wing again.
Yeah, they broke on the straight. They like doing that.
Goodness me. So once again the AI braking on the straight.
5 illegal overtakes. Oh, it's because of the yellow flags.
Oh, sorry, but you can see Ricciardo's actually managed to hold the lead from Lewis Hamilton. You can see Leclerc and Ocon have actually gained a few positions as Van Dorn plummets down the field. And once again, it's a bad start for Chedionics. So his season's gone from bad to worse. So yeah, hopefully he can make another good comeback like he did in in Canada almost. He actually finished 7th, but unfortunately had a few penalties. But you can see at Hamilton already, he's going to try to make a move on Ricciardo. And Danny Rick having to concede first place on lap 1. He's going to go up the inside, but Hamilton's got him clean around the outside. And Hamilton takes the lead. Of course, he lost the lead of the championship last round. He wants to get it back as soon as possible. But of course, they got the 2 Ferraris right behind him. This is much like real life. And you got Alonso. So arguably the top 5 drivers in the top 5 positions. Even so Verstappen right now. Yeah, still behind Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg doing really well to be up there with these top 6, which we come to know so well. Of course, Bottas is nowhere to be seen. And Gasly right behind these guys as well. But there's no real gaps. I think the biggest gap is right now is between Magnussen and Ocon near the back of the field. And of course, Shady Onyx is just nursing some wing damage. But Van Dorn has already managed to plummet through the field. As you actually look at the position change, you can see he's down 6 positions. So Stoffel Van Dorn, absolutely atrocious once again. No wonder Sauber doesn't want him. So yeah, have a look again. Hamilton's already blitzed the first lap. He qualified 3rd. But he's already gained 2 positions. So I didn't see him overtake Raikkonen. But he's wasting no time in taking the lead. And just like that, he's off already. So just like he is in China, I don't think we're going to see him again. And yeah, that's his. Well, that's what he needs to do if he wants to retake the lead in the championship. Meanwhile, 2nd to 5th is still pretty close. Ricciardo holding up a bit of a truly train right now. Yeah, I mean, I would have expected Ricciardo to probably put up a bit more of a fight against Hamilton, but of course you can't really do much in a straight line. I wouldn't say Mercedes power did anything because of course these are equal cars. As we go down the straight, I think Ricciardo actually might come under attack. He's already out of the 2nd range of Hamilton. So of course DRS not in activation yet, but he's not going to get any slipstream from Hamilton. And Raikkonen is going to put him under a lot of pressure. I'm actually closing into within a 10th. And once again, Hamilton's just able to pull away. So I think Hamilton might have gone for a dry setup. And hence that's why he probably qualified P3. Because right now he's really pulling away at the front of the field. He's doing everything he needs to. As Kimi Raikkonen again is this time going to try to go for a move on Ricciardo. And he actually does it flat out on the 130R style corner. And he actually gets Ricciardo and he's up into P2. He still is 2 seconds behind Hamilton, who already is pulling a massive lead. But yeah, Raikkonen doing that to maintain position. And that means Ricciardo's actually lost 2 positions at the start. Alonso's also lost a position to Vettel. I think that was on lap 1. But of course there should be more chopping and changing as we get onto the next lap. But yeah, you can see everyone's so close together. I think the train still stretches down all the way to the back, which is Esteban Ocon. And even Kevin Magnussen is still right at the back of this train. It's just Van Dorn and Shady Onyx, unfortunately, have already had to pit for damage. So they're pretty much out of the race, as you can see. Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race. But yeah, Ricciardo not able to pounce on Raikkonen. So the top 5 stay as it is for that straight. Well, but you can see as you look through the field as well, apart from Van Dorn, I mean, Grosjean's also gained a position at the start. So the 2 Frenchmen running 8th and 9th. And yeah, Pierre Gasly all over the back of Verstappen. Even so, he did have momentarily the closest split. I mean, they're all literally equidistant from each other right now. But yeah, from here you can see the train all the way up into all the way up into 2nd place. I mean, Hamilton's already gone well up the field. As yeah, he's about 2.5 seconds up the road. But Ricciardo now might have a chance to get his own back on Raikkonen. It doesn't look like he's quite close enough, even so you know he can brake late. But yeah, not opting to go for a move just yet, but closing in right to the back of Raikkonen. And this is where the position's most likely to swap. Of course, everyone else is in a DRS train, but Raikkonen having to head this train right now. And Hamilton is completely gone. He's gaining a second lap on these guys. But Ricciardo's going to get Raikkonen on the same place Raikkonen got Ricciardo. But Raikkonen's going to put up a fight this time. He's still on the outside. And unlike Ricciardo, he's not going to give up. He's going to try to hold it around the outside. But Ricciardo goes deep. He defends his position. And Raikkonen has to settle for P3. So the 2 Ferrari boys really need to get past Ricciardo right now. Because Hamilton has actually extended the gap to 3 seconds after starting in 3rd place. This guy is on a charge. It shows he doesn't need to qualify in P1 to finish in P1. And yeah, from 3-3 in the grid, he's made a really good start. Yeah, as you can have a look through the field as well, you've got Hulkenberg right on the back of these guys. Verstappen and Gasly as well. So, yeah, although there wasn't many position changes off the line because, of course, yellow flags into turn 1, there has been quite a few down the field. Even with a DRS train, yeah, Gasly's going to go to the outside of Verstappen. Verstappen's going to go defensive, and Gasly's going to try to drive around the outside of Verstappen. Verstappen's still trying to defend. Gasly's going to actually get ahead of Verstappen. And Verstappen has been outdone by his future teammate. As he's actually been outdone by the other Frenchman of Grosjean together. The French are tag teaming everyone right now as they're going to try to move into 7th and 8th. And these Frenchmen are beginning to move through the field. And just like that, Verstappen finds himself P9. nearly actually in the clutches of Bottas. So, yeah, the two Frenchmen working together well. As we actually look back through the near the front of the field, will Raikkonen make a move with Ricciardo, or will he wait till the next straight? He's actually going to go for it this straight. He's going to try to go around the outside. It's not a place you normally overtake, but he's done it. So yeah, good move around the outside. Normally you go up the inside for that corner, but this might actually give Ricciardo a chance to get him straight back in the next corner. And once again, Hamilton has pulled another second on these guys, so there's no stopping him. But you see Vettel now is actually going to go up the inside of Ricciardo. So Ricciardo not actually pressing Raikkonen like I thought. Vettel has had enough, and he's actually gone on the inside of Ricciardo. And Ricciardo's going to try to hold it around the outside, but Vettel is going to shut the door like Ricciardo did to Raikkonen last lap, and the Ferraris have managed to tag team Ricciardo and get past him. So. And we've got a bit of teamwork going on, even so it is equal cars. The two Frenchmen working together, and the two Ferraris also. So, yeah, Ferrari not doing the best in the constructors. But, yeah, now we're in a double podium. It's looking good for them. Of course, Vettel was screwed over on round one, and since then hasn't had the best results, considering he is a full-time world champion. But, yeah, trying to sort of search off other leaders. As you can see, Gasly now trying to hunt down Hülkenberg. And, yeah, Fernando Alonso still not quite on the back of Ricciardo, but Ricciardo's already dropped behind this battling duo of the Ferraris. And is that another obliged Kimi Räikkönen? Because he seemed to let Vettel pass rather simply, as Vettel now gets into P2. And, yeah, we've got the ever iconic top two drivers, but you can see Hamilton barely in sight, all the way into, well, about 2 turns ahead of these guys. So, these guys have a lot of work to do as they're still in the train. Of course, that overtake on Räikkönen actually slowed them up a bit. But yeah, Vettel soon is going to probably pull away from these guys, and he's gained 3 positions off the start. So yeah, Vettel and Hamilton both gaining quite a lot of positions. As we look at the two Frenchmen again, not quite close enough to Fressen Hülkenberg, but Raikkonen's coming back at Vettel. So maybe he's not the obliged teammate I thought he was, because here he goes now. He's going to try to get Vettel, and this is going to give Ricciardo a double slipstream, and so there's yellow flags in sector 2. I don't know what's happened there, because Raikkonen seems to have given up the position quite easily. There's actually Ocon. So at his own home race, unfortunately, he's going to not finish, as Raikkonen again trying to pressure Vettel, and it means Hamilton is nearly 6 seconds ahead of the field after 5 laps. So Hamilton really pulling away fast as everyone closes up to within about a tenth of each other there. So yeah, very close stuff there. As Bottas actually moves into the points now. So Marcus Ericsson in P11 again. So of course we had Hartley finish on the podium last time, and now we've got Ericsson doing quite well. So yeah, it's all working quite well as Van Dorn and Shady Onyx finally overtake the stricken Ocon. Van Dorn still down 5 positions even after that gift. So, and he looks like he's going to be coming under attack from Gasly soon as everyone actually pulls into the pits. So this is interesting. Hamilton, Vettel, all the front runners into the pits. That leaves Gasly and Raikkonen out in front, and Verstappen actually P3 to pick up the pieces. So yeah, even Grosjean's in. So yeah, Verstappen now has a chance to get past Gasly and try to go for an overcut, because we know it worked last time. As you can see, even Ericsson I think is in the pits. So yeah, as we go through, I mean, who's get hold in the pits? It looks like Ericsson's getting held, but Alonso is now ahead of Hamilton. What the? Hamilton had a 6-second lead, and it's just gone in the pits. So once again, we've seen it so many times. The pit stop has screwed over the leader, and now Alonso finds himself ahead of Hamilton. So I don't know how they managed that, because Hamilton was at least 5 seconds ahead of P2. So they should have got him well out in front of everyone else. But no, Mercedes have had another bad pit stop. And I don't know how, but Alonso now finds himself in the lead after being, what, P5, P6? Vettel now finds himself behind Hamilton, so maybe Alonso just had a massive pit stop. I don't even know. It could have even been a drive-through, because even so, no, he's on the same tyres as everyone else. So, yeah, it just looks like he's actually had really good luck in the pits. And somebody else has had good luck in the pits, Sergio Perez, I think, unless that's his actual position. It could well be, because Hartley as well looks like he's actually dropped Grosjean. So, I don't know to what extent these guys are actually in a legit position, because some of them have actually gained, even so there's been a pit stop. And actually Shady Onyx finds himself not too far behind these guys, albeit he is on the softs right now, but he's going to probably get Van Dorn, if not this straight, maybe the straight after, as he's not quite in DRS by the looks of it. As we look at the telemetry.
There's no DRS on this straight.
Oh, fine, that's probably explains it, but he is well within the second now. As you can see up front, everyone else is in the pit, so this man Alonso will take the lead as Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen all in the pits. It'll be interesting to see who comes out first in that battle, but Alonso should be able to take the lead by quite a bit. Hamilton though has completely lost his lead, but he's looked about trying to get the lead back straight away. So once again the pit stops being crucial, as they're going to pass the leaders. Alonso, Hamilton in the lead. You see coming out the. Where's Valtteri Bottas come from? Valtteri Bottas now comes out in P4. He was right at the back, and now he's in P4. I don't know what's happened here. but Mercedes have screwed up one of their drivers, and they've given the other driver about 10 position gained. And Ricciardo now finds himself 6 positions down on where he started. So he has not had a good race. As Hamilton versus Alonso now, I think Hamilton momentarily got the position, but Alonso's fighting him back. He's not going to be he's not going to let him through like Ricciardo did. But of course, even so, these guys were old teammates. Hamilton should have the straight line speed. He's going to drain all of his DRS. He's on hot lap. He drained it all. And Alonso's on hot lap as well, but just not able to keep up on the straight. But Hamilton locks up. Alonso's going to go really aggressive there. Going to get the position back straight away as they're still side by side. And Vettel's just watching this thinking, oh, tasty. He's going to try to get both of them on the straight. As Hamilton actually not going to be able to get Alonso's. Vettel's going to tuck into the slipstream. He's going to go around the outside of Hamilton of this corner. And Hamilton loses another position. As Vettel's going to have to try to go the long way round. I don't think anyone's pulled off this move yet. And will Vettel be able to pull it off? No, is the answer. Hamilton manages to defend. As you can see Bottas actually right on the back of these guys. And all of a sudden, Bottas has gained 7 positions. And Perez has gained 9 positions out of all of this. So, oh my goodness. I don't know what it is with the pit stops with equal cars. But just like, so many changes. And I swear, even when people are running this close, there's not this many changes normally. As you can see, there's a few on their outlap. Not too many, to be honest. But, Verstappen now on the back of Raikkonen, who's on the back of Ricciardo. Ricciardo out of DRS of Sergio Perez. So, this could be a chance for Raikkonen. Meanwhile, at the front, no changes. Actually, Vettel is all over the back of Hamilton still. Bottas just watching these guys. And, no change with 6th and 7th as well. As I think Shady Onyx is about to get Van Dorn by the looks of things. As you go on there, he's going to go around the outside. And Van Dorn... actually defending, sorry. Van Dorn going around the outside. Van Dorn breaking quite late. But here comes Shady Onyx now for take 2. And, he's in the slipstream. He's going to try to board the outside. He's going to go around the outside. And, quite a nice move there. He's not done yet because Van Dorn's going to try to fight him back. And Van Dorn not giving up last place. Even so, he did start quite a bit up the field compared to Shady Onyx. And, Shady Onyx gets him cleanly in the end. And, Van Dorn not really doing much. You can see, meanwhile, Gasly and... Gasly's overtaken Slides, but Gasly's still down a few positions, and so is Grosjean, so both Frenchmen have actually lost out as a result. Of course, Bottas and Perez doing well, but you see as well, Hamilton against Alonso, so I think Alonso's been put under pressure now from Hamilton, as Hamilton once again momentarily took the lead, but Alonso defending it hard, so I think this is the battle to focus on right now, as Hartley overtakes Grosjean.
Van Dorn won't go away.
So yeah, Van Dorn still actually gets past Shady Onyx as well. But I mean, there's so many battles, I don't know what to focus on, but I think this is the best one for the time being. Of course, the top 4 now are separated by less than a second, as the telemetry on Vettel's car is a bit all over the place for some reason, sort of saying he's on 13,000 revs per minute at all times. He's actually going into neutral momentarily. So, I don't think his telemetry is exactly right, so we're going to probably turn that off for the time being. Meanwhile, actually, he's all over the back of Hamilton, who's actually dropped back a bit from Alonso. Is Vettel's going to pick up Alonso's slipstream? Can Vettel go around the outside of Hamilton? The answer is actually no, because Hamilton's going to defend it, and Hamilton keeps P2 as Vettel's weird audio continues. But you can see that's actually Max Verstappen falling through the field. Is he retired from the race? I think so, because he's just lost 4 positions all of a sudden. And no, he hasn't. So I don't know what happened there. He must have just had a massive lockup or something, because now he finds himself P11 at the back of the train. He was leading just a lap ago. So this train now 3 seconds behind Perez, who somehow finds himself in P5 after being the biggest gain. So this guy has been doing quite well in the championship. Even so, I think this man here, Valtteri Bottas, got very lucky in Canada, and he's got very lucky here again because he's on the freshest tyres. And I don't know how, but he's now on the back of this train after starting P11. So Mercedes have absolutely screwed up Hamilton in the pit lane, but they saved Bottas. So literally the opposite of what they do in real life. As Hamilton actually gets straight past Alonso. Vettel's still not close enough to get these. But of course, the most famous 3 on the grid, battling it out. And this is what we like to see. Of course, the 3 we expect to be at the front, battling at the front. Even so, Alonso arguably has gained quite a bit from the pit stop as well. And Bottas somehow is amongst these guys. Because, a bit of luck as well. But, Verstappen still actually dropping back a bit from this train. So, I don't know what's happened to him. So, we'll keep an eye on him on the next few laps. But, as we head on to the start-finish straight again, you can see the lead 4 will actually begin lap 9 as Hamilton still leads. Actually pulling a bit of gap from Alonso. So, Alonso might find himself under attack from Vettel. And so, Alonso in the slipstream of Hamilton will be able to defend. no moves in the top 4. And as we scroll down the field as well, I don't think there is any. As Hulkenberg is going defensive from Gasly, who's on a comeback drive. He wants to get points and his home Grand Prix. He got screwed up by the pit lane, but now he's going to try to get Hulkenberg straight back. And of course, Sainz is watching both of these. Going to pick up a tugable toe, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it on them on this mini straight. As hey, you can see the back, the both Saubers, to be honest. So I think Leclerc actually battling with Grosjean right now. So you can argue that the two Frenchmen right at the back right now, after Grosjean was doing so well. Of course, yeah, I mean, Leclerc's Monegasque, but Monaco is basically in France. Yeah, we head on to the straight again. As you see, Alonso's actually taking the lead. Meanwhile, the battle for P14, Leclerc's going to try to get the lead. Take Grosjean on the straight. They're going to be side by side. Grosjean on the outside line. Grosjean's going to try to hold it around the outside. And yeah, Leclerc has been near the front most of these races, but he's really struggling at his semi-home Grand Prix. As Grosjean once again gets him, and that's going to be all they wrote for this. But you can see again, I think there was a move there for, between Verstappen and Gasly. So Gasly's beginning to fall back through the field, but Gasly's still on the outside of Verstappen. Can he make the move, which nobody's made so far? The answer is no. I don't think anyone can make a move on that corner. So many people have tried it. And yeah, the two Renaults now find themselves back to back, and Verstappen slowly making his way through the field after that huge lock, well, what I presume to be a lock-up, as they head onto this back straight again. Surely Hamilton will get Alonso, and yeah, really good battles between these guys, but most of the overtakes have been happening on the straight, as you'd expect, but Hamilton not quite close enough to Alonso yet, and Vettel not close enough to Hamilton, but Bottas beginning to drop off, so, but Perez is somehow there, so Perez actually seems to have the pace over Bottas, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1, I think that's Raikkonen again, who's off on the side, and Raikkonen, oh, he hasn't had much luck in this career. And
still limping. What the hell?
Oh, what happened there?
What? I don't know. He just came back on.
Yeah, he's just come back on track, and he's now driving fast again. So I don't know what's happened there. And he's been over. He's actually going to try to fight Van Dorn now. So Raikkonen, I thought he was out of the race, but maybe he was just I don't know, picking up an ice cream at the side of the road or something, because he seems to just stop and then accelerate again. As Perez will try to get Bottas back up the front. Hamilton's actually got Alonso, and Alonso's going to lose 2 positions now as Vettel gets him. There's manic stuff in the top 3 right now, but Alonso's going to try to get Vettel straight away, as Perez is now side by side with Bottas, and everyone keeps swapping positions. For God's sake, just settle down, boys, as Bottas keeps his position. But I've got to admit, Perez seems like he does deserve that P4 right now. He's gained the most positions out of anyone. Even so, Magnussen notably nearly in the points after starting at the front, right at the back. So yeah, that's quite good from him. As you see, as we look at some other gaps, I think there has been a few more position changes. And so Sainz still does find himself behind Hulkenberg, and Verstappen now up into 9th place, of course, after Raikkonen retired. So it's between the Renaults and the Red Bulls right now, and Gasly just tagging along at the back here. But Ricciardo actually beginning to pull away as he head on to the back straight again. Nothing really much happening between the top few, but Vettel now finds himself P2. Alonso P3, but Vettel not quite close enough to challenge Hamilton. And once again, his engine audio is a bit mucked up, so I don't know what's happening there. And Bottas right at the back of Alonso. So the top 4 still sort of nose to tail, and Perez actually beginning to drop back a bit. Sainz has now got Hulkenberg, and I say that, but Hulkenberg is going to try to defend. We've seen these guys battle all too often. Yeah, Hulkenberg right now has been doing slightly better than Sainz, but Sainz is trying to put one up on his teammate on the penultimate lap of the race, and just like that, he's up into P7. So Sainz doing quite well, and Hulkenberg, considering he somehow is in the joint lead of the championship, he looks like he's going to lose that lead to Bottas, who in turn might lose the lead to Hamilton. And Hamilton could keep his position for just one more lap. Even so, that's easier said than done when you got the two of the other all-time greats on your tail. As I think there definitely will be a move now, as Vettel is more than close enough. As Hulkenberg gets Carlos Sainz again, and actually Gasly gets Verstappen. But this is the battle we want to see. It's between Vettel and Hamilton. We've seen this all too often, and these guys, even in equal cars, are proving themselves to be one of the best right at the front. But Vettel easily gets Hamilton in the end. Hamilton trying to probably hold off for the final lap, as these guys still nose to tail. Ricciardo though 5 seconds back, he's a bit in no man's land now, as Hulkenberg is now ahead of Carlos Sainz, who's now ahead of Verstappen, who's actually overtaken Pierre Gasly. So all over the place here, as you can see, Raikkonen has actually overtaken Van Dorn. So it's all over the place in terms of, I can't even keep up, to be honest, but you can see on the final lap now, will Vettel be able to prevail, or will Hamilton be able to reel him in on the straight? Vettel's actually pulled a bit of a gap. It was up to about 6/10, so Hamilton might not get him on the straight, and it looks like Vettel might have done enough, even though there are 2 more straights on this straight heavy circuit. So Hamilton does have every chance possible to retake the lead. as you can see, Perez as well, right at the back of Bottas. So Bottas being put under pressure, and as a result, I think he won't be close enough to attack Alonso, who in turn might not be close enough to attack the top two, who seem to be beginning to pull away now in the final lap. Of course, Alonso, he's fought a really good battle, but I think it is between these two now for the time being, as Hamilton will close in from 4 tenths. It's down to 3 tenths to 2 tenths, but he's not going to quite close it down. What is he? He's going to go for a late move up the inside, and all of a sudden, I thought he would hold off for the next straight, but no, he goes for a late dive bomb on Vettel, and actually he's going to try to get him around the outside. They're going to be side by side for the straight, and Alonso might be able to pick up a double toe here. I don't know if he'll be strong enough as they still go side by side. Will Alonso be able to pick up a double toe? I don't think so, as Hamilton's now going to try to get around the outside of Vettel, and nobody's pulled off the move, and nobody will pull off the move this race, as once again Vettel holds the position, and that should be all she wrote, because I don't think there's any other overtaking spot for the AI. So I think Vettel will take the win from Hamilton after a really tight battle. Hamilton actually not being able to get him on the final straight, so probably should have waited, but no, Vettel defending really well, and you can see the top 5 will remain as they did on the end of lap 12. And yeah, any other moves? I don't really think so. Verstappen keeps ahead of Gasly. Any other close battles? Can't see any, but I think that's all what it's going to be in the end. Vettel finishing ahead of Hamilton, ahead of Alonso, ahead of Bottas, who finishes ahead of Perez. The two Renaults are going to be 7th and 8th, being sandwiched by the Red Bulls. And yeah, as we scroll down through the field, I think the final few yet to cross the line. As Shelley Onyx crosses the line, in the end 6 seconds ahead of Van Dorn. So I don't know what Van Dorn was doing.
Fighting with Raikkonen.
Yeah, I mean, Raikkonen had time to eat his ice cream and still nearly finished ahead of Van Dorn. So yeah, you see, as we see the podium, which we're so used to seeing in the years between 2010 and 2013. Alonso once again on the podium, but it is the ever so dominant Vettel and Hamilton who will take the top 2 once again, as they spray the champagne over tons of happy spectators. Well, we wouldn't say happy spectators, but yeah, that is going to be it for round 5, as yeah, we just finish up with the podium sequence. And yeah, Bottas in the end and Perez both being saved by pit stops, and Hamilton arguably lost in what was a definite win due to the pit stops. But in the end, Vettel does win from Hamilton, from Alonso. Bottas will cement that P4, the top 5 within 2 seconds of each other. Ricciardo 5.5 seconds further back will take P6, Hülkenberg P7, Carlos Sainz P8, and Verstappen and Gasly will round out the top 10. As we look towards the bottom again, it was a race to forget for Shelley Onyx, but still within 15 seconds of the leader, considering he had ring damage on lap 1, isn't too bad. And outside of the 20-second window are Van Dorn and Raikkonen not having a good race at all. Even so, I don't know what happened with Raikkonen. He just pulled off to the side and then rejoined right at the back, so maybe he was shoved off or something. I didn't really see. Meanwhile, at the front, we once again have a tie for the lead. It is Bottas ahead of tying with Hamilton, so the Mercedes drivers at the front. But even so, you have got Vettel and Hülkenberg tied for P3. So it's the 2 Mercedes and the 2 Germans right now scrapping it out. Even so, Hamilton and Vettel and Alonso all near the front now after that result. Where you thought you would expect them. Leclerc has been slowly dropping through the field after have been doing so well in the first 2 races to be actually ahead of Hamilton, I think. Now he is in P6. He has got a bit of daylight between him and Perez, who once again gets a good result because of the pit stops. And Ricciardo P8, Verstappen P10, so I think the Red Bulls need to up their game. Verstappen I would have expected to be much further up than he is, but there still is 8 races to go. And as we look right at the bottom, you still see I think the 3 who were on no points coming into this race are still unfortunately on no points. Seems to Ericsson now does move to the bottom. Magnussen really needs to get his act together because he's still on 0 points. And yeah, I don't think there's any more movers and shakers apart from Perez and Ricciardo, and of course Hamilton and Vettel moving up. As we look into the constructors, Mercedes ever so dominant out in front, ahead of Renault and Ferrari, and Red Bull will be P4. So sort of the order you expect really, apart from maybe Renault doing a bit better than what you'd expect, and then McLaren as well P5. As we look down as well, I mean Alfa Romeo is still P7. They are slowly falling through the field, but considering Ericsson has no points, credit to Leclerc for carrying the team. Even so, Leclerc once again struggling this race, so hopefully he'll be back on form next race. Anyway, this is it for round 5. See you for round 6, which takes us to Austria.